Om Shanti. Baba is saying today that Maya doesn't come near the one who is shining with 8 powers. So the slogan is, let the light of all powers be constantly with you, and Maya will not be able to come close to you. Now, it sounds very beautiful that the light of all powers should be constantly with me. Now, sometimes, we take it very literally. We just visualize some lights coming out from me. Yes, and there are certain, these lights are coming and they are the light of powers. And then Maya is not coming near me. But in order that light actually radiates from me, I need to be an embodiment of powers. Yes. And do you know what gives you power? So it is famously said that favorable circumstances give you happiness and unfavorable circumstances give you power. Okay, so you never get power through favorable circumstances. So when you want to be powerful, it means that you stop having an antagonistic relationship with unfavorable circumstances. So if you still label unfavorable circumstances as bad circumstances, then I don't think that's the way to become powerful. So just like, people who physically train themselves, they invite challenges. So they choose a terrain which is full of obstacles, and then they try to jump and run and do all those keep their body flexible, and they try to cross that terrain as fast as they can. And this enables them to build physical strength. Similarly, when there are unfavorable circumstances and challenges, do you ask yourself, why is this happening to me? Or do you ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? Or which power or which virtue is it asking me to practice here? Yes, so you meet somebody who is full of ego, that's your time to practice humility. Yes. Can you can you deal with somebody who has a lot of ego by showing your ego? Have you tried that? Does it work? So there's this simple law that you cannot extinguish a fire with fire. You have to pour water. And similarly, when you see somebody with a lot of ego, then you must know that this is your time to be an embodiment of the power of humility. Yes. And have you tried saying please to somebody who is bursting with ego? And do you know how it just deflates their ego? So just try saying please, and it deflates their ego. So, but that please has to come from a place of strength, not from a place of weakness. So when you are in a position of strength and you know how to say please, then that please is enough to deflate anybody's ego. But then you need to have the power of humility in order to be able to say please when you are in a position of strength. Yes, so because when we are in a position of strength, then their ego what it does in the first instance is it triggers your ego. And then you don't want to say please, you want to say how dare you. But then don't do that. You say please. Invoke your power of humility. Okay, when you're running late, you have to invoke your power of patience. Yes, but when you're running late, what it triggers inside you is impatience. So this is the way you invoke your virtues and powers in the face of unfavorable circumstances, and slowly, gradually, you become so powerful. And have you so Baba says that you can donate knowledge, you can donate virtues, and you can donate powers. Yes, you can donate knowledge, you can donate virtues, and you can donate powers. But the way to do this is different for knowledge, virtues, and powers. So, knowledge you donate by speaking it. Yes, you speak the Gyan. Virtues you donate in action. So, when you are cheerful, when you are humble, when you are polite, when you are pure, you donate virtues, you make somebody like you. Yes, and there's a very simple instance I will share. So, there was this Mata, and she told me that, Didi, there were my relatives coming over, and usually I would get something from the, restaurant which is close by to serve them. But then I decided to make samosa this time and offer bhog to Baba, because now I am in Gyan. So I thought, let them also have some bhog instead of just food. So with a lot of love, I prepared 30 samosas. And it took me a lot of time, but then all the time I was in remembrance of Baba, and I prepared them with a lot of love. And then when they came, so right from the time they entered, there was a lot of noise about why did you have to put in so much of labor and they could just be bought, and why are you making so much of effort. And then because I was busy, I was running to the kitchen and then here and there. So they also started complaining that we don't like this new practice of yours, that you just keep yourself engaged and you're not even sitting with us. And then after they had the samosa, and she said, I didn't resist any of it. Whatever they said, I just smiled. So even if they criticized or anything, I didn't try to explain or answer. I just said I wanted to do this out of love. This is a labor of love. So please accept this. So I was very, very sweet and very peaceful actually. Then after they had the bhog, they just started talking about how nice it is to cook and how nice it is to prepare things at home. And then and it's a good thing that bhog is offered, and they also referred to it as bhog. And then they also started asking me how to prepare it, and they were so much calmer. And the next time I went to their place, they also cooked. So, do you see that you cannot just You cannot teach virtues by talking about them. But if you embody them, they learn from that. And then how do you donate powers? When you are powerful, so when you face a situation, people around you learn how to face. Yes, when you can be firm and very grounded and face the situation or the behavior with the right action, right words, right thoughts. No reaction doesn't mean no action. So when there is a situation, you need to act. But then when you are under the sway of emotions, you do more than needful or less than needful. But if you are in an embodiment of powers, you exactly respond the way it should be responded to. And then this is how you give the souls around you a lot of power. So when you make good decisions, so decision making, discernment, the power to face, tolerate, we learn by the vibrations of souls who are in and around us. So when you are an embodiment of powers, then people pick on your powers, because power in action is very subtle. When you are acting powerfully, it is very subtle. And it's not just the action that they see, but the vibration that they get, which they become an embodiment of. And Baba says, if you train yourself, first you have to aim to be powerful, and then have a loving relationship with adversity. Don't resist it. And then when you're powerful enough, then Maya will not be able to come close to you. And if you ask me today, my journey is pretty much without Maya. So Maya comes, but it cannot come close enough to disturb us. So Maya comes, and what does Maya try to do? Maya tries to attract, or put you into fear, or Maya tries to upset you. But if you have enough powers, then you discern Maya from a distance, and then it's not able to come close to you, because you are not sitting with open arms and embracing it. So that's what happens to a powerful soul. Now today Baba is also talking about truth, and I will read out the blessing to you. Baba says, the praise of the children who are embodiments of authority is, when there is truth, the soul dances. So in Hindi, this is called Sach to Bitho Nach. Sach to Bitho Nach, which means when there is truth, the soul dances. Now there is a story about this. It's a story in Sindh, and because the yagya started in Sindh, so there is this reference from Sindh. And the story goes like this, that there was once this king who announced that, or maybe a jeweler who announced that, I need a worker in my business. So he wanted to hire an employee, and then many applicants came for the job. And what he did is, he made those applicants pass through a tunnel, and that tunnel was dark. And what he did is he just threw some diamonds into that tunnel. So it was dark, and those applicants, when they passed through the tunnel, they could spot the diamonds. And then when they came out of the tunnel, they were all asked to dance. Now, what happened is there were some dishonest ones who just picked the diamonds while they were passing through the tunnel. And now the diamonds are in the pockets. So they are afraid that they might fall, so they don't dance very well. And the honest ones dance nicely because they are not afraid that any diamond will fall from the pocket. Okay, so this is the story behind this saying, Sach to bitho nach, which means if there is truth inside, the soul dances. So Baba says, when there is truth inside you, you are also not afraid of anything. And then the soul dances. And Baba today paints a very beautiful picture in words. Baba says, the praise of the children who are embodiments of authority is when there is truth, the soul dances. The boat of truth will rock, but it will not sink. No matter how much someone tries to shake you, you will swing with the greatness of truth, in the swing of happiness even more. They are not shaking you, but pushing the swing to swing you. They are not shaking you, but swinging you. Therefore, you should thank the one who is making you swing and enable you to swing with the Father. So, what does this mean? Now, first let's understand this Vardhan is about children who are embodiments of authority. Now, how do you become an embodiment of authority? So, when you have experienced something, you are an embodiment of authority. So, Baba has told us that you are a peaceful, loveful, blissful, powerful soul. And if I have experimented with this and experienced this, then I am an embodiment of authority. If I am an embodiment of authority of my virtues, powers, points of knowledge, everything, then you know it is true and you feel it's true and you understand it's true and it's sitting inside you as the truth. And when it is like that, then when there are difficult situations, you don't feel troubled, you enjoy. Yes, you enjoy. How many of you get irritated when somebody tells you a lie? Okay. I enjoy a lot when somebody lies. Yes. It's a very beautiful game, you know. Somebody's lying, you just become detached and watch them lying. It's very interesting. They're lying and then they're trying to cover up the lie and then they're trying to create stories and then it's very interesting. Now Baba says, when you are an embodiment of truth, then somebody's lie cannot disturb you. You enjoy it. Now, what does embodiment of truth mean? When you have got nothing to lose, you don't mind their lie. Yes. Why do you get irritated when somebody lies? Because you feel afraid of losing something. You are attached to something. Just check. Okay, somebody breaks a vase and then lies. Why are you irritated? Because you were attached to the vase. You might say that it's not about the vase, it's about the lie, but it's not. It's about the vase. Or it's about the person. It could be that you are attached to the child and you don't want them to have this habit of lying and you are irritated that they are lying. But if you're attached to neither, then you can smile and say that, see, this is not the truth. Don't do this next time. Be careful with the vase, and it's okay if it's broken, but you can come up and tell me. And if you can say this like this, then they will never lie to you again. Yes, so but when Baba says being an embodiment of truth, it means that our true nature is we never have anything to lose. We are not, a true nature of the soul is fearless. True nature of the soul is purity, no attachment. And when you are in that state, then nothing is able to upset you, because from what I have understood in this journey, all sense of sorrow comes from a sense of loss. So every sorrow comes from a sense of loss. And your true nature is you can never lose anything because you don't have anything. So when you're fearless and when you are pure, unattached, then situations will come and give you a lot of entertainment. And then you swing with the swing, in the swing of happiness. And then the situation leaves. And Baba says the situation also ensures that you not only swing in the swing of happiness, but you swing with Baba. Because there is all the more reason for you to, be with Baba and be in Baba's remembrance in the face of adversity. But what is important is the authority that comes from being an embodiment of truth. The truth about who you really are, the truth about who you really belong to. So this is about it. And then in the Murli today, Baba talks about pure desire and impure desire. Let me read that out to you. Baba says, all the most elevated desires of you children are now being fulfilled. All impure desires are fulfilled by Ravan, and all pure desires are fulfilled by the Father. When your pure desires are fulfilled, you become happy for all time. An impure desire is to become impure and vicious. Now, sometimes Baba says that Maya tricks you. And Maya tricks us in many ways. So let's understand this very well. So there are two kinds of desires, pure desires and impure desires. And a pure desire doesn't start with I want, because if you want, it's impurity. Okay, so Pure desires do not start with I want. Okay, whenever you want, it's impure. Okay, now sometimes Maya will trick you into believing that Baba is fulfilling your desire. But did you notice that Baba said that impure desires are fulfilled by Ravan? So even impure desires are fulfilled, but they are not fulfilled by Baba. They are fulfilled by Ravan. And when they are fulfilled, you are trapped. And there is a story in Ramayana about how Ravan takes away Sita and puts her in a garden where she sobs all day, where she's crying all day. And when you fall into the trap of Ravan, what happens is Ravan lures you, but then he puts you in a cage where you are only experiencing sorrow for the rest of your life. I will tell you one incident. There was this girl this sister who came to me, and she was married, and she said that, Didi, when I came into Gyan, I went to Madhuban, Mount Abu, and there I met this husband of mine, and he was also a BK, and they were both newly into Gyan. And when I met him, I felt I met the prince of my dreams. And I felt Baba answered all my, callings, and Baba actually fulfilled my desire to find a good husband. And then I got married. And ever since that, I've been crying. Because of various reasons, I would not tell those reasons, but there are many things that are happening, and there are issues with the orientations of the brother, and then I cannot stand those things. All those things are there, and then there is no Gyan. Gyan has gone out of the window, and all there is just sorrow, endless sorrow. And then, so this is one example. There are several examples that I have seen. So Baba says that when you find Baba, you must understand what Baba is asking you to seek or make effort for. Yes, and Baba, yesterday also Baba said that even if the drama is prefixed, you have to make effort to become karmatit. You have to make effort to remain unshakable and immovable. Now Baba is telling us what we should aim at, what we should aim for. So our aim is to be peaceful, pure, loveful, blissful. And that doesn't need the desire of I want kind. It needs the effort of I am kind. Yes. So the more you go within, and the more you anchor yourself in what you are really and who you are really, those desires will be fulfilled. And the way to fulfill pure desires, the desire to be karmatit, the desire to be a satyugi soul, the desire to be pure, is not wanting to be, but doing as Baba says. So Baba's Shrimat, practicing Baba's Shrimat is the way to fulfill pure desires. And when you do that, automatically your pure desires will be fulfilled. And impure desires, Baba says, you must understand when you have vicious desires, the desire that somebody should be attached to me. Yes, there should be attachment in a relationship, or the desire for ego. Yes, you want to have something, you want to base your identity on external thing. Yes, your position, your status defines you, and you want to have a good job, you want to have a flat, you want to have this and that. All of those are impure desires, because Baba says now is the time you want to get rid of lust, anger, ego, attachment, and greed, not fall into their trap. And be very careful when those desires are fulfilled, because that is the trap of Ravan. And when you fall into Ravan's trap, you end up being sorrowful. Yes. And when you are in Shrimat, you're following Shrimat, then everything comes your way. It's not that you don't get a position, it's not that people don't love you, it's not that you don't find good relationships, or you don't get a flat or a house or a bungalow. It's not like that. But when you are following Shrimat, then you use it for seva. And sometimes, Ravan makes you believe that if I have this, I will use it for seva. People say that I want a flat so that I can use it for seva. But then you ask yourself, how much of what you have are you using for seva right now? And if you use that for seva, what you have right now, then you don't need to beg and ask for anything. Okay, so doing, having a lifestyle which empowers you as a soul, which is good for self progress, and then seva, doing seva, practicing purity. This is what we need to do. We don't need to have desires which we wait to be fulfilled. Yes, and one thing I also want to discuss today is, in earlier times, so you see the quality of the soul has declined so much that in earlier times when you ordered something, yes, and you were waiting for it to arrive. Sometimes you went to a different city and then you ordered a bed or something, and then it's getting parceled and it's coming. So you are waiting for 7 days or 10 days. You waited in happiness. Do you remember? You were excited, you were happy. But nowadays you wait in frustration. Have you noticed when you are, even when you want to log into a page and then it's not connecting, you get frustrated, or there is this, the signal is just not, it's this, you are not finding the signal, then you're not looking forward to the class that you want to attend or the session. It frustrates you. So that's the kind of sanskar we have these days. So it's not just about what the desire does to you after it's fulfilled, but also, when you create an impure desire, a desire for thing, or a desire for some relationship, or a desire for something that fills your ego, then the journey is also very bitter. It's not just that Ravan traps you after it gives you sorrow later on, or it makes you an addict. But even the journey, I don't think is a good one. So I don't think it's a good idea to create a desire and wait for something. I think it's a good idea to do your thing every day. So whatever effort you have to make, you just keep doing it, and your only desire should be, which Baba yesterday also pointed out, you should aim at being unshakable and immovable while doing everything through the day. So that's what Baba is talking about, and be very wary of these impure desires being fulfilled by Ravan. And in one Murli, Baba also said that the desire for a child is an impure desire, because the process to having a child is impure. So you are thinking about engaging in lust, and that's the opposite of what Baba has asked you to do. So Baba says, don't create these desires which make you embrace the path of lust, anger, ego, attachment, and greed. Yes, the desire to shift to a place where your immediate family resides. Yes, you are not there, but you want to be there. Why? You want to tie the ties of attachment. Yes, and then you say that you want to be free from attachment. If you want to be free from attachment, you live near the center, not near your family. Yes, and I remember one thing. So once, there was this job situation, and the office was located very far away. And then I asked Didi, whether we should shift closer to that office. So Didi said, it depends on your aim. So Didi just told me, it depends on your aim. What is your aim? So I was very young in Gyan. I said, I don't know. So she said, find out. If your aim is to have just a comfortable life, shift. If your aim is to have a better life, stay. Because here you are near the center and you are getting better day by day. So your desires should be, and your choices should reflect your desires. Yes, your choices reflect what you want. So what do you want to be is very important, and you choose accordingly is very important. And today Baba says that I am giving you the gifts of peace and happiness. I bring with myself two gifts, that of peace and that of happiness. And Baba says, I give those gifts by giving you the gift of purity. And if you want to really be happy and peaceful, you have to embrace purity. So Baba says, now if you just focus on this one desire to be pure, to do everything, to embody the Gyan, Yoga, Dharana, Seva that makes you pure, then you end up being in a world of peace and happiness. And Baba today says that people don't know anything about me, so they think that I read everybody's thoughts. I am Jani Jananhar, and I read everybody's thoughts, and I read whatever is on everybody's mind. But Baba says, no, I'm not interested. And just just think about it. Would you like to listen to your mind 24/7? Yes, our minds are these days driving us crazy. So that's why we distract ourselves so much. So Baba says, what will I do by reading your mind when you are not interested in reading your own mind? Yes. So Baba says, that's not what I do. I do not read your mind. I do not keep an account of what you are doing, because Sometimes, people do not follow Srimad, and then they say that Baba, anyways, knows everything. Yes, so Baba knows what I'm doing. But Baba says, I don't need to know. I'm telling you what to do, and you listen to what I'm telling you to do. And when you listen to that, then you will benefit. And if you don't listen to that, you lose. So you don't worry about what I'm watching and what I'm not watching. You just be interested in doing as I say, and if you don't do it, you lose. Understand that. Okay, Om Shanti.